There have been times when Isabel Rios Smith worried about how to feed her two energetic daughters. But in this pandemic moment, they're all eating well because she buys groceries through the federally funded program SNAP.
It's a snowman with no face.
In Massachusetts, an estimated 1 in 5 households with children now need help to get enough food.
Yeah, you got it.
Long lines at pantries show the acute need. But many people line up because they assume they're not eligible for SNAP, and others just don't know about the program.
You need to know someone who's been on the system. For me personally, you needed to know someone who could kind of tell you that these kind of things are out there.
The pantry was once a lifeline for Rios Smith and her kids, but it didn't always have food her daughters would eat. SNAP allows her to buy what she needs using a debit card. Getting more people on SNAP would not only reduce pantry lines, it's a more efficient way to feed people.
For every one meal provided by the food pantry system, SNAP can provide 9. It gives you a card to go to the grocery store to pick out the food that you will eat, that you know your kids will eat, that culturally appropriate, or if you have any dietary restrictions. And that's, the most effective way of addressing hunger.
By the state's own estimates, some 700,000 low-income residents who receive mass health insurance are also likely eligible for SNAP. But you have to apply separately.
There is no combined application mechanism at this time, though the information you submit for Mass Health is the information you submit for SNAP, and that just makes no sense whatsoever.
The state's now moving to fix the problem. Even still, getting on SNAP doesn't always mean leaving the food pantry behind. When Rios Smith got full-time work as a medical assistant, her benefits were cut, so she turned back to a pantry for help.
The decrease in assistance is drastic. It's not enough to feed you and your kids, and barely enough to feed you. When it's not enough for your own self, I would just make sure that my kids eat and they have enough, and then I would eat after them. It gets it's always you're barely holding on, so it gets draining.
Now she works only 2 days a week, and she's back on the maximum SNAP benefits.
Because it seems like if I do less, the government will help me more. If I do more, the government takes everything away from me before I can make it off the government. So then it makes you feel stuck.
Despite her struggles, Rios Smith has her eyes on the future. She dreams of becoming a nurse. And she's grateful for SNAP because she knows it's hard to focus on that next step when you're worried about that next meal. Liz Neisloss, GBH News.